That's funny. Hey guys, Joe Rachel here, Film Pro at filmproficient.com. That's where you can reach me. That's where I hang out. Check me out there. But anyways, today I wanted to make a little video. Stop laughing, lady. I wanted to make a little video. I get calls all the time. People ask me if I do laser cutting. And I know exactly what they're talking about. It's actually the computer cut system that I have here behind me that they're interested in. I think a lot of times people go on the internet, do some searching, some research, and try to, figure out what the best way is to shop around for a professional window film installer for their car. And a lot of times people will give them advice to look for a place that does laser cutting. Well, what this really means is, does the particular tint shop use a plotter and a cutting software, pattern software? And that is what is meant by that. So I wanted to show you what this system looks like here. So bear with me, I'm going to switch cameras here. Okay, so this is the software for the computer cut system. I happen to use one called Film and Vinyl Design. Excellent piece of software where I subscribe. It's kind of like a magazine subscription, if you will. It's a database, and this company keeps all these patterns up to date for the new cars that happen to come out. So, for instance, if I want to pull up a pattern for a brand new vehicle, I can even draw from the 2018s, some of them that might be out there, the Hondas, and I can change. And actually, Honda's maybe one of the few that it has patterns out right now. But that is how that works. I can pull up whatever pattern I want to use. Right now I am working on a 2015 Civic. And so I have the patterns pulled up for the 2015 Civic here. And so that's what that is. That's how that works. This is the software. This is the machine here. I'm actually going to show you. I'm going to cue this up. And when people say laser cut, I don't think really they get a full understanding. I think the machine itself may have a laser inside of here that will locate the edge of the film on both sides. Here, I'll show you how that's done here. Let's do this. Give me 1 second. I'm going to reset this. I'm going to draw this tight just so I can show you this. Bear with me. So now I'm going to show you how this operates here. So I'm just going to cycle the machine. It's going to make measurements. It's going to find the edges of the film. It's going to double check. And then it's going to feed the film to the proper position, and then it's going to take its position where it knows where the film is. And this portion, I believe, is where the laser may be involved, where it finds the edge and does all the synchronization, gets everything set up for the cut, right? Then what I'll do is I'll pick the film. I will take and pick this back window here. There's different variables for the patterns. You can see some of them have the brake light cut out. I don't particularly like using those, but I like to use this full pattern here for the back window. And so then I'll just select quick cut, and then this machine is going to go ahead and it's going to cut, and you can see that this particular cut head is actually it's hard to get a focus there. Hopefully that'll turn out, but it's going, and the machine is moving, and it's going to perfectly cut this piece out. Now, when it comes to you shopping for a particular tint shop that is offering this service, a lot of times what people will do, now give me a second here. So a lot of times people will think that this system is the end-all be-all to you finding a tint shop to go to. And that's just probably not the case. You still want to look for a tint shop that's going to provide a good amount of experience, because this particular machine here, although it does a really efficient, really good job 95% of the time, once in a while you're going to need to adjust the pieces by hand and maybe adjust the machine by hand. The machine has a resolution setting, so sometimes the pieces don't come out perfect. And what this boils down to is that a tint shop with experience, with a tinter and an installer that can hand cut film, is still a real valuable asset. And quite frankly, a good tinter, a good window film installer can cut a better pattern than this machine 99% of the time, because there are little inconsistencies involved with this machine, always. You can't get around that. So with that being said, also one of the things, the aspects to this machine itself with these patterns here, is that originally these patterns were hand cut and scanned into the system by the company to build this database of patterns for their customers. So all of these patterns have originally come from a pattern maker, somebody who hand cut them, took their time, did a really precise job, and came up with a good pattern that the company was able to scan into the software to build the database. So what does that mean to you? If you're shopping for a window film installer, you obviously want to not only ask if they're using this software and this equipment, but what kind of experience do they have in this industry? I spent 20 years cutting window film by hand. I can cut window film better than this machine most of the time. So it's important to find somebody who's got an all-around high level of experience to be your window film installer. So I wanted to take a little time, explain what this equipment is, how it works, how it can benefit you, what you should be focused on if you're shopping around for a professional installer. It's not just about this machine, laser cut, computer cut. That's a really great thing. Mostly this is good for the installer because it speeds things up for him. It allows him to get more jobs done in the day, and it's really a convenience for him. But a good window film installer can cut by hand and do a fantastic job and not damage the car. I mean, with experience, you'll find an installer who's not going to cut right on the glass for the back window. There's procedures and tricks for that. That way they're going to eliminate the possibility of scratching the back window, say for this particular car here. And I'm getting my hand in the way there. There we go. So, you know, cutting this back window and not using your blade right on the glass, there's a trick for that, and that's going to lead to a professional install. And an experienced installer is going to know those tricks and those ways to get around that stuff. And so the machine here, it allows you to work off the car quite a bit more. It's a little more safe. It's a little more consistent. It's not the end-all, be-all way to find a professional installer that's going to do a good job. And I had people mention, well, if you use this machine, then you'll get closer to the edge with your patterns. Not always true. Sometimes the adjustments that need to be made to the pattern are in the area of the top edge of the window, and you may need to adjust or file or really take a little time to make the pattern perfect, because sometimes it doesn't come off the machine that way. So just a little tip, little information about this type of thing: computer cut, laser cut, what it means to you. You can reach me at filmproficient.com, text me for price lists or to make an appointment. You can get in touch with me there, check out more information. I got a ton of stuff there for you to take a peek at, or my Facebook page, facebook.com/Film Proficient. So we will talk to you soon. Appreciate you taking the time, taking a peek at the video here, and we'll talk to you. Take care.